Hello, Durud and Shalom. Guys, do you know this guy? This guy is Nick Fuentes. He's famous. He's been banned from almost everywhere. So I don't know how he's allowed to come on. I think YouTube is being a lot more chill these days because he's now being invited on Valuetainment, which is a very popular podcast. By the way, do you guys know who he is? He is genuinely far right. Like, it's not, you know how people say far right and they're just talking about people who are concerned about Islam and mass migration, justifiably anti-Islam and justifiably anti-mass migration. And if you're patriotic and you love your country, they call you far right. Okay, so this is not one of those situations. This guy is actually far right. How's my audio, by the way? Um, yeah. I mean, when I say far right, what I'm talking about is people who are anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish, actually homophobic, actually racist, and this is one of those guys, right? So he was on PBD podcast. So let's see actually hear what he has to say. So and respond to him.
Think about between the two communities, Muslim and Jews. Which one concerns you more?
Jews, for sure.
Tell me why.
More powerful.
Between Muslims and Jews, which one concerns you more? And he, without any hesitation, says Jews. What the actual fuck? And his reasoning, let's listen to this again.
About between the two communities, Muslim and Jews. Which one concerns you more?
Jews, for sure.
Tell me why.
More powerful. They're more powerful.
So more powerful in a way. You're talking the fact that they have money, finance, Hollywood. Is that what you're?
Yeah, they have more position in American society.
So more powerful. Shouldn't you be welcoming the fact that Jews are more powerful? Shouldn't you? Isn't that a good thing? Doesn't that mean that they have been working harder? They have accomplished more. They have worked harder. Isn't that? Shouldn't you be wanting a community of people who? The reason why they're more powerful is because they contribute more to society. If you contribute more, you get more. If you get more, you are going to get more powerful. So it sounds like they're Jews in the society, sounds like they're an asset to the society that they're in. Nailbun in the chat is saying, no, Armin, that would be logical. Yeah, I know. Oh, wow. Somebody just got really angry in the chat. Let me see. Michael is saying, F you, sick effing Jew, genocide promoting shit. F you. Wow. The Jew haters are early today. Jew haters are early. More powerful. What a fucking Jew. Yeah, I mean, Jews are more powerful, but because they work harder and because they're smarter. There's no conspiracy. Jews are more powerful on average as individually around the world compared to the average person around the world. But that's just because they have better work culture and they're more intelligent. They have higher IQs. That's what it is. Yeah. Oh, Shauna is here. Hi, Shauna.
Society.
And how do you think they got that?
I think they got it because they're.
Yeah, Shauna is saying, and because they work together. But yeah, that's to some extent. But if you notice, Jews who are also individualists, who are not really into working, like their Jewish identity is not that big of a deal to them. And their work environment is not necessarily with other Jews, but everybody around them. Even they, on average, are doing better than other people. Like, I don't know if it's much. Jewish people, I think they're just smarter and they just work harder. I don't know how much of Jews working with Jews is a factor here, given that, like, Einstein, for example, was working with everybody that was Jewish or non-Jewish. He didn't care about other people being Jewish or not. There are many, like, within the scientific community, you can see the Jewish people are very heavily represented there compared to any other group of people around the world. And it's not because Jewish scientists are working with other Jewish scientists; just work with any scientist, right?
Society.
And how do you think they got that?
I think they got it because they're they are extremely connected. They're a transnational entity. You know, this is how the
No.
Rothschilds got started. They're super
No, no, I don't think that's. I don't think so. I think it's actually because they're smarter and they work harder. Because if this was the reason, you wouldn't see it among Jews who are working with people who are not, like Jewish people who are working with non-Jewish people. They excel as well. So that cannot be the reason.
connected. They're a transnational entity.
Yeah, exactly. Whole strand is saying Jews are not insular. Exactly.
Because they are extremely connected. They're a transnational entity. You know, this is how the Rothschilds got started. Their superpower is that they live everywhere and they have their Jewish identity supersedes their local identity. So a Jewish person in America or in Germany or in France.
Yeah, I mean, in the same way that so many Christians, they would say that I'm a Christian first and I'm an American second. I mean, that's not true with every Jew. Many Jews will consider their Jewish identity not to be that important and their American identity to be more important. And some Jews care about their Jewish identity more than their American identity. It's all over the place. This is hasty generalization. Jews are not the same. Jews are different from other Jews. And yeah, and again, he makes it seem like this is something unique with Jewish people. I mean, among Christians, like he keep hearing many times that somebody says, I'm a Christian first, I'm American second. So that's not unique to some Jews. You could see that in other people as well. Gene in the chat just gave us a super chat saying a friendly reminder that Nike Boy went on, like this guy, okay, went on a film date with a male fanboy sex worker as a joke. This man is detached from reality and gay. Okay. Well, I mean, not that not that there's anything wrong with being gay, but yeah, I did not know that. I mean, that's him being gay. I think is the least problematic thing about him, or not problematic at all. But thank you, Gene. Thank you for the super chat.
Local identity. So a Jewish person in America or in Germany or in France or in the UK, they can all talk to each other and work together.
Do you
And
think that's a bad thing?
not
Yeah, I mean, why don't you talk like, oh, the Jews around the world, they can talk to each other and work with each other. Okay. Chinese Americans and Chinese Germans and Chinese people from China, I think they have a very similar thing going on. An Iranian Canadian and an Iranian American and an Iranian from UK, they would also probably find some connection with each other, especially if they're on the same political side of things. If an Iranian Canadian goes into a party that are a lot of Americans, if all of a sudden he sees an Iranian American there, he's going to be like, oh, hey, like they probably will bond with each other more than all those other random people there that he doesn't know just because this guy's Iranian. So how is that unique to Jewish people? That is not unique to Jewish people. Like, guys, you agree? Like, if you are Korean Canadian and Korean American, and you go as a Korean Canadian, if you go to a party that you don't know anybody, but all of a sudden you see somebody who's also Korean, that person is probably going to be more likely. You probably are going to be incentivized to go towards that guy and talk to him. So how is this? How is this? How is this even uniquely a Jewish thing?
Germany or in France or in the UK, they can all talk to each other and work together.
Do you
And
think that's a bad thing?
not in and of itself. It is detrimental for America, though.
How?
Is it detrimental though? Because I'm a
How is it? How is that bad for America? Some Jewish people bonding over the fact that they're Jews with each other. How is that bad for
Is
America?
it detrimental though?
Can somebody tell me how is that bad for America? Explain this to me.
Because I'm a Syrian, right?
Mhm.
And I wish Assyrians were more like this.
Mhm.
And let me tell you why I relate to them. We don't have a country. Assyrians used to have a country. We used to be the first warriors. We were written about in the Bible. You read it all over the place. You know, the history we had, the things we invented, and then we became a little cocky. And God came in and was like, listen, man, relax, Assyrians. You ain't going to come and be the king of the jungle. It's me. And you hear the stories about that they built the tower to go all the way to the top because we are Assyrians and, and then we failed. It's like, nope, look at you now. No one knows who Assyrians are. You don't even have a country, right? We know the land in Iraq or wherever you are. You don't have it anymore. I think when a community becomes too cocky, the man upstairs is going to handle that himself, right? But in a sense, when you see they went from a small community to have this much influence, isn't that almost impossible for them to pull off? Like, isn't that so? It either produces one of two things. I'm not intimidated. I'm not a guy that is envious or jealous or, oh my God, that guy's richer than me. That guy's this guy's. I'm not. I want to see what they did and what worked for them. For example, to me, when I think about Jews, I think about Mormons, I think about Scientologists. I used to have an office where half the office was all Scientology, and I learned all these phrases, assist, or, I went to their church and so Dianetics and L. Ron Hubbard and what he would say when you get a headache, you do this and all these weird extra. I'm like, oh, interesting. How much money did we give? $200,000. Why'd you give that? But let me tell you, those guys that were in, they had each other's back. It was a fraternity that you wish family members were like this, right? I think Scientologists have it maybe more than Jews. So I think Jews will bite each other a little bit, not as much. And then Mormons have each other's back. Of course, there's a fallout out as well where people come out and they'll talk about God makers or, what Gordon B. Hinckley. And I've read all of that stuff from over the years.
I mean, I don't know why you even need to give specific examples. Any group of people that have an identity attached to that group, there's going to be some people within that group that will care about that identity enough to take care of other people within that group with the same identity more than other people. This is true about every fucking group with an identity attached to it. How is this? What is it? Why are you? What is this? Like, what are we even talking about here? Okay, we got another super chat. Let's respond to this one. Shauna is saying the fact that a Catholic is talking about a transnational identity is such bullshit. Yeah, exactly. No shade on normal Catholics, but Catholic means universal. That's a good point, actually. I don't know why I keep using other examples. Catholics. That's true. Catholics. I mean, aren't you supposed to? I mean, whatever type of Christian you are, as a Christian, isn't your Christian identity not supposed to be more important to you than your national identity? Let me know, Christians in the chat. Yeah, and also Gene is laughing, saying, LOL, Jews don't fight each other. That's actually true. Jews fight each other all the fucking time. I mean, they're famous for it. Yeah, actually, you're right, Gene. Among all the groups, I think the debating and the disagreements, internal debating and disagreements, Jews are the most famous for it. So, in fact, there is no... Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Oh, we got another super chat. Let me see. Graham is saying, speaking of Mormons, doesn't PBD run an MLM? Yeah, he runs something similar to an MLM. I don't know how similar it is. But I've heard of that. I'm not sure how true that is. But yes.
But what's wrong with them winning at the highest level?
Yeah, somebody, Holstrand is saying 2 Jews, 3 opinions. That's actually very true. Yeah. In fact, one of the strengths of the Jewish communities are the debate culture that they have. The fierce infighting basically creates a Darwinian mechanism for the best ideas to win.
All that stuff from over the years. But what's wrong with them winning at the highest level?
Well, I agree with you that it is remarkable, and it is actually ominous how much they've achieved. Here's the problem, though. America's an open society. The premise of this country is it's self-government, of, by, for the people. There's a egalitarian idea that we are all citizens, and our government is going to be comprised of the citizenry of America. That's deeply embedded in who we are and in our government and our whole system. And take me, for example, I'm Italian, Mexican, and Irish. The Italians were very much like this when they immigrated to America. They had in Chicago what they called the outfit, which was the mafia.
Well, I mean, if he's afraid, remember how this discussion started? This discussion started by but the question being asked, whether you're more concerned about Muslims or Jews, and he said Jews. And now we're trying to dig deeper into why he's more worried about Jews than Muslims. And he's talking about the internal, the group support that they have for each other, and how the international aspect of that. Guys, is that not true with Muslims? Isn't that actually more true with Muslims in a more worrying way? Because at least when some Jews support other Jews, it's about individual success. It's not about taking over the world and destroying the world liberal order. Okay. But when it comes to the unity between the Ummah, which is the Islamic community, it's about destroying the world, the powers of unbelief. It's about crushing infidels. It's about Darul Islam versus Darul Harb, basically the House of Islam versus House of War. So they divide the world into two parts. One is basically the House of Islam, and everything else that is not Islam is called the House of War. So by definition, Islam is always at war with anything that is not Islamic. So wouldn't you consider that international unity for that goal to be more worrisome compared to Jews supporting each other for just succeeding in their personal lives rather than destroying the fucking world? I don't know. I think one of them would be more worrisome. I mean, to say, Armin, don't you get it? You have to not to think to understand. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they're not asking him these questions. Guys, do you think I would be able to talk to Nick Fuentes? Like, how do I make this happen? I'm not that big to be able to make this happen, but I would like to have a conversation with them. I really want to understand what his problems with Jews are. Like, maybe I could. Yeah, do you guys think like somebody could help me out? Get me in contact, a connection with this guy. Maybe he will come and debate me on this.
And they looked out for each other.
Yeah, look, like he is. What's it? I forgot this guy's name. Patrick. Patrick is not asking him good questions. Like, don't you agree that if I was there, if I was asking these questions, like I know more about this stuff than Patrick does, right? Like, don't you agree that I would be asking him much better questions? So make this happen. Get Nick Fuentes to come on this channel. Oh, hold on, let me see. Sean is saying it's because he's bigot, Armin. He thinks Muslim equal brown and brown stupid and stupid can't hurt you. Oh, his whole philosophy is fucked. Oh yeah, so he thinks that because these people are brown, they're too dumb to be able to be dangerous to America, but Jews are white, so that's an enemy that you need to be worried about. Okay, so that's what you're saying. Interesting. Okay. Again, YouTube, those are not my views. Those are these garbage person's views.
In Chicago, what they called the outfit, which was the mafia.
Oh, Sean is saying he will talk to basically anyone. Guys, okay, how do I get in touch with him? I want to invite him to this channel. Let's see if I could talk to him.
This when they
can you guys help me get in touch with him? Maybe go contact him and say I want to. Here's my email. Let me actually put my email on. This is my email. Get him to email me or send me a way. Email me a way for me to get in touch with him, so we could get a debate going on. I think it would be very good.
Immigrated to America. You know, they had in Chicago what they called the outfit, which was the mafia, and they looked out for each other. And when my grandfather died on my mom's side, I believe my grandmother got a loan from the outfit. And they would come by every month or whatever, and they'd bring a fruit basket and they'd look after her, and they provided financially.
Was it Spilatra's group? Do you know the history of it, or was it Tony Spilatra?
I don't know who it was specifically.
Okay, got it.
But so these are some of the stories I would hear growing up from my mom and my grandmother.
So think about at that time, how many people were against Italians? At that time, how many people didn't like Italians in New York? Because Bank of America was first called Bank of Italy. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
So can you pull up, Rob? Was Bank of America first Bank of Italy? If I'm wrong, it is what it is. I think Bank of America was originally Bank of Italy, and everybody used to. Yes, the Bank of America was originally founded in Bank of Italy in 1904. to an Italian American in San Francisco, the financial needs of Italian immigrants and other underserved people. The bank eventually merged with another institution to form Bank of America and changed its name to Bank of America, right? The tellers were Italians. They would give small little loans, $10, $4, $5 to them. And some people were not supportive of that. They're like, what are Italian immigrants doing here? You guys are becoming too much power in New York. We're not happy about this. So there was some of that going on 100 years ago.
And that's what I'm saying is that did exist. And then what happened eventually is that Italians assimilated. Eventually, these groups, these ethnic advocacy groups were broken up, if you could call the outfit that, or the mob of New York. And then
the Jews assimilated. The Jews assimilate with the societies that they're in better than most other groups that they come to Western countries. So what are you talking about? So he's saying, well, the Italians assimilated. So his problem is that the Jews are not assimilating. I mean, again, guys, please remember what the question was at the beginning. The question is, are you more concerned about Muslims or Jews? And he said Jews. I mean, if your worries is that the Jews are not assimilating, are Muslims assimilating more than the Jews? I mean, guys, when I see in the United States, in the UK, in Canada, especially in the US and the UK, when you see Jews protesting, you see a lot of Israeli flags, and then you see American flags next to the Israeli flags. But when you see the pro-Palestine crowd protesting, you see Palestinian flags, and you don't see the American flag. So based on his own metric, shouldn't he be worried more about the Muslim community? Who's more likely to be proud of being American on average? A Jewish American or a Muslim American? I mean, guys, I'm pretty sure most of you know that the answer to this question is pretty obvious. If I just ask you a Jewish American, just a random, not all Muslim American, not all Jewish Americans, just an average. I have a Jewish American and a Muslim American. Which one of these two do you think has a higher likelihood to be proud of being American? I mean, isn't that obvious? Do I even need to answer that? So why are you more worried about Jews than Muslims? This is insane. Okay, we got a super sticker. Thank you so much, guys. We already got 4 super chats and super stickers. Our goal is 10, and we already have 4. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for that. Let me actually unstar these so far. Thank you, Mo. Thank you for the super sticker.
Italians assimilated. And when I grew up, I saw myself as American. I didn't see myself as Italian American. I just saw myself as American. And I think,
well, what's wrong with being proud of being Italian American? What's wrong with that, guys? Let me ask you a question. A lot of people are saying oh, don't accuse Jews of being of dual loyalty. Why is that even an accusation? What is wrong with that? If you have dual loyalty, doesn't that mean that you're loyal to the country that you're in? So, for example, if you are Egyptian Canadian and then you love Canada and Egypt, what the fuck is that a problem? Do I need to require you to not be loyal to your country, Egypt? What the fuck is wrong with that? If somebody is Japanese American, and if I ask them, do you love America? And he says yes. And I said, do you love Japan? And he says yes. Okay, he loves America. Isn't that all but there is no dual loyalty? What do you mean there's no dual loyalty? What if there is? Who the fuck cares? Am I missing something here, or am I not understanding this word? So dual loyalty doesn't exist. What do you mean? You could be loyal to 2 countries, no? I don't know if I'm missing something here. Everyone has, so Gene is saying everyone have conflicts of loyalty, family versus state, you mean? ethnic group versus government. It's pretty normal to have this conflict. Yeah, it's true. And also, what if you like your origin country more? Like, how is that like if you were born in Japan and you lived 20 years of your life in Japan, and now you move to America and now you're Japanese American. If I say, "Do you love America?" and you say yes, and if I say, "Do you love Japan?" and you say yes, and then I say, "Which one you like more? Which one do you love more?" and then you say, "I love Japan more." Should I be upset? Should I be like, "Oh, how fucking dare you? You are now an American citizen. You should only love America and America first, and you love Japan more than America?" And of course, he loves Japan more. He was born there. He has his own childhood memories there. He has he has more bonds to the country that he's born in than the country that he gained the citizenship in. Like, why is that a bad thing? As long as he loves America and is loyal to America and wants the best for America, isn't that enough? What do we want more? Like, if you're a citizen, you should stop caring about your country of origin. What the fuck is that? Like, how is that a bad thing? That's insanity. Fucking idiots. Oh, we got 2 super chats. Wow, we're getting a lot of super chats today. Shauna saying the Italians didn't assimilate. If they did, we wouldn't have a unique Italian American identity. Yes, that's actually well, I mean, I think it's a spectrum, right? Like, it's not binary. It's not you either assimilated 100% or you didn't assimilate at all. I think there's a spectrum, and I think most groups will not assimilate 100%. I think you should want them to assimilate to an extent, but not 100%. They could keep a unique identity. That's fine. So American identity that is different from white Anglo-Saxon Protestant identity. Yeah. So I think we should want some degree of assimilation, but not to the point where you're completely, your original identity is completely evaporated. Like, we don't need that. And then Shana also with another super chat saying, "I love Great Britain and we haven't lived there for like 400 years." Okay, yes. Yeah, okay. I don't know. See, guys, the standard for Jewish people is insane. The ask for Jewish people is something that we don't expect from other people. Like, people are like, you love Israel more than you love America. Fuck you. But nobody's going around and looking at finding Japanese Americans and telling them, like, do you love Japan more than America? Well, then fuck you. Like, no, look, nobody is doing that. Is anybody doing that? Nobody is doing that. Why are they doing this to Jews but not to Japanese American? Actually, guys, can I admit something for the very first time on this channel? I don't know if this is going to cost me or not, okay? But I am Iranian Canadian. I am Iranian Canadian. I have a citizenship of Iran and Canada, right? Look behind me. There is no flag of Canada behind me. There's a flag of Iran behind me. There's no flag of Canada behind me, right? Which country do you think I care more about? Do you think I love Canada, okay? But I obviously love Iran more. I care more about Iran. Does that make me like is that bad? Was it a mistake to give me a Canadian citizenship because I love Iran more than Canada? Do you expect me to love Canada more than Iran, even though, like, I was born in Iran and I have my childhood memories there? I have my somebody say yes. You go back there. Make me, make me. Somebody saying yes, that bad. Well, fuck you. What are you gonna do about it? As long as if somebody is in America and they are providing that, like, they are generating value and they're serving the country and they are abiding by the laws, what the fuck do you care? What the fuck do you care? And if you think like, oh, you're a Japanese American and you care about Japan more, fuck you, get out of here. Well, No, fuck you, because you can't do anything about it. The laws of your country are superior to your shitty little opinions. You fucking idiots. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Nilufar. Nilufar. A fellow Iranian saying, I love you, Armin. Well, thank you, Nilufar. I love you too.
That, when you see Jewish people working together, I don't think there's anything wrong with that inherently. And I agree with you. It's like a superpower. It's actually admirable in some ways. They look out for each other. But if society becomes, American society in particular, a place where every group is ganging up, well, we're the whites, we're the blacks, we're the Jews, we're the then I think what America is starts to come apart, and it turns into kind of like a bit of a politicized race war. And I think
Nope. Well, that's not what the Jewish. As long as you're also bonding and communicating and creating connections with other groups, you're allowed to also have special connections with your in group. As long as both of these are happening at the same time. The only problem is that if you're creating ghettos and you're only building connections with your group and you're avoiding building connections with other people, that's the issue. And you see that in Muslim communities more than you see that in Jewish communities. I don't deny it. When it comes to ultra-Orthodox religious Jewish communities, you also do see that in Jewish communities, but that is a much smaller minority among Jews compared to how common that is among Muslims. So if this is your concern, you should be more concerned with Muslims than Jews.
that you either have to have a society where everybody gets to play by those rules and everybody could be pro what they are, or everybody is assimilated and we're all Americans. And that's why I say it's detrimental, is that if Jewish people are Jewish first, not of, by, and for America, but of, by, and for the Jewish nation, this is problematic when they're in positions of power, because are they looking out?
Wait, Nick Fuentes, are you not Christian first before you're American? If I ask you, are you Christian first or American first, wouldn't you tell me that you're Christian
by and
first?
for the Jewish nation? This is problematic when they're in positions of power, because are they looking out for all of us, or are they looking out for themselves first? And when you
It's okay for everybody to look out for themselves, guys. This is if you know how ridiculous this is. Imagine if somebody says, I care about my family more than I care about other people in the country, and you say, oh no, well, fuck you, you should want to be for other people's children in the same way that you're for your own children. I don't care. It's natural, it's human for you to care about the people within your group more than the people outside of your group. Okay, that's as long as you care about the people of outside of your group and you're not against them, it's fine for you to care about the people in your group more. So let's say you're in group A and you love people in group A more than other people, but you also love other people. That's fine. The problem will be if you love people in group A because you group in group A, and you hate and you're against the people who are not in group A, which we have that with Islam and many Muslims. It's not about, when it comes to Islam, it's not that we love Muslims, we love other people as well, and we take care of them as well, but less than Muslims. It's we love Muslims and fuck everyone else, and everybody else needs to submit or fucking die. That's what Islam teaches. That's what Islam is. So again, based on your own standards, you should be concerned with Islam, the Ummah community, more than the Jews. But you're an idiot. You're a fucking retard. You don't understand these things. And I don't know how a lot of people think that this guy is actually very intelligent, because these are obvious points. Again, give me this person. I need to talk to him. Oh, Mo the Goat just gave us a super chat saying, why is Nick not talking about the cities the Muslims invaded? Wait, or Asian, what is that? I don't know. How about Latin neighborhood? Why is his issue are Jews? Oh, why is he focusing on Jews compared to other communities? Because being anti-Jew sells. Okay, it's very profitable. It's very popular to be anti-Jewish. I mean, just look at some people in our live chat.
Look at the Israel policy. That's where people start to say, I think you're looking out for yourselves first. I think you're biased.
Yeah, that's human. Caring. First of all, not all Jewish people are like this. Jewish people are very different from each other. Some Jewish people care about the groups that they're in. I met many Jewish people who are extreme individualists and they don't give a shit about collective group identities. So Jews are very different from each other. And in fact, secularism and individualism is more common among Jews, modern Jews, compared to many other groups of people. But even among Jews who do celebrate that group identity and they care about that, that is human. That's how how our that's an evolutionary mechanism that has been hard coded in our brain to keep us together so that we cooperate with each other. So you're blaming Jews for basically acting like humans. That's what you're blaming them for.
Policy. That's where people start to say, I think you're looking out for yourselves first. I think you're biased.
Who doesn't look out for themselves first? Who is not biased in favor of the group that they're in? Who is not like that? Like, guys, if you're a father, you're going to be biased towards your children more than your neighbor's children. Like, oh, I think you're looking out for yourself more than other people. I think you're biased. I am fucking biased, motherfucker, and proudly so. What the fuck?
And unfortunately, you're using the public purse and American soldiers to fight your own battles. And that's the problem. It's not
their own battles, you fucking idiot. It's America's battle as well. Israel and America, they're not asking America to come fight their battles. In fact, it's the other way around. They're fighting America's battles for them without much American involvement. It's the other way around. You have no fucking idea about geopolitics. You're a fucking idiot. And you're speaking so confidently about things that you don't understand.
And American soldiers to fight your own battles. And that's the problem. It's not, I don't have hatred for them. I don't have a problem with them in themselves or even what they do. It's just that with our system, that doesn't work.
You know what?
Yeah, exactly. Somebody's saying, what American soldiers? Last time I checked, it's the Israeli soldiers who are doing the fighting. It's Israeli soldiers who are killing America's enemies. So in fact, the complaint should be the other way around. The Israeli people should be, America is making us fight America's battle without their involvement as much. This should be an Israeli complaint, not an American complaint. If Israeli soldiers are dying, killing America's enemies, then that's Israel is fighting America's war. It's not America fighting Israel's war. You fucking idiot.
I would say to that as well. When, if they use the American soldiers in their advantage and all that other stuff. Okay. Who negotiated that deal? Some president negotiated that deal. Someone said yes to it, right? When they say, well, let me tell you, that person is afraid to platform this guy because he's afraid his donors are going to go and do this. And it's Israel's fault. No, it's not. It's the guy who runs it's not Israel's fault. What are you talking about? This guy sends me a message. APAC. I got a text, not a text. What do you call it in the X? A DM I get from APAC. Okay. Hey, we'd like you to come to Israel. We'd like to invite you. I'm sure many people get that message, right? They send it. I said, I'm going to come with my pastor. I don't want you to pay for it. I'm going to pay for it. I want to bring my crew because I want to go see Jerusalem. You're not going to see me putting the what do they call it?
Kippah.
I'm not going to put that on. But guess what? I respect the culture and I want to go to Gaza and I would ask for some idea of protection that if we can go to Gaza, show it to her. I want to see this stuff. I want to go with my pastor. First time around, I'm not going to take my kids. Maybe the second, third time I'll take my kids. But to me, I don't put the onus on, like when a guy's like, that guy has slept with so many people, this, and the girl said yes.
I don't know why he's talking about. Like, he could be asking so many good questions, challenging Nick Fuentes right now. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, why are you platforming him? I don't care. I'm actually glad that you're platforming him because I want to see what his views are. But my concern is not platforming him. My concern is, why are you not challenging his idiotic claims? Like, why are you telling us the story? Like, he just said a whole bunch of bullshit and you're not pushing back in against any of it.
No, but you don't understand. He's a man whore. But the girl said,
Like, what is he talking about? Like, he just goes like I think Nick Fuentes is smarter than this guy. Like, he's just going on about this random story that I don't understand.
no, but you don't understand. He's a man whore. But the girl said yes. So is it Israel or is it the girl? Do you understand what point I'm
Yeah.
trying to make here? So to
Absolutely.
me, it's kind of like, I mean, look, if you said Israel over Muslims, right?
Mhm.
Which of
No, he said Jews over Muslims.
the two do you think has been a bigger net positive to America?
Okay, I take that back. That's a good question. That's a good question. Because that's a good question. What do you think Nick is going to
The
say?
two do you think has been a bigger net positive to America?
Oh, well, it has to be Israel. Absolutely.
Okay, so
Okay. Okay. Then what the fuck is wrong with you? Then why are Jews a bigger if Israel has been such a net positive to America, then you have received a huge return for supporting your ally. If you know that, then what the fuck is wrong with you?
so a part about that part.
But, well, in terms of, I wouldn't say net positive. I would say in terms of raw, maybe like gross positive, because they've had a lot of contributions culturally and even, in terms of art, literature, music. Also,
art, literature, music. I mean, the Jews have contributed more than everybody in whatever society they have been. Guys, if you want to invest in your society, get some Jews. Okay? If you want to prosper, look after your Jewish community. Okay? They are the best investment. Any society that had more Jews grew faster, was more prosperous. If you want more science and more technology, get yourself some Jews. Okay. Okay. That's what you should. I mean, you guys would have lost the second war if you didn't have Jews, the Jewish scientists. I mean, your finances, your technology, your science, everything you have. I mean, the superiority of Western countries, a huge portion of it comes from the Jewish community. Yeah, okay. So Asian Americans saying not in East Asia, but your point stands. Yeah, not in East Asia because they have less Jews. But if you get yourself some Jews, it will actually benefit you a lot. So, I mean, we have to think about the Jewish factor and the Israeli factor separately. These people are like not very smart, so they're combining it with each other. So if we're thinking about the Jewish factor, we're talking about Jewish citizens of your country, and the positive contribution of that has been immensely huge, especially when it comes to science. Guys, everything that makes a country great, a society great, comes from technology. Societies advance not because not because better politics, but mostly because better technology. And better technology introduces better political structures. Every single political advancement that we have in the form of better structure was as a result of an industrial revolution that was a result of a advancement in technology. And because the prosperity of societies is dependent on technological advancement, that means that scientific contribution is what makes societies bigger. So who makes the highest amount of contribution when it comes to science? Guys, guess. It's the Jews. It's the Jews by a huge margin. America, look at all the weapons and all the technology and all the science that America has. A huge part of it comes from the Jews. I don't even know if you guys would have won the Second World War if you didn't have the. I mean, Hitler lost the brain behind atomic bombs because he was anti-Jewish. He basically got rid of so many scientific minds, including Einstein. They went to America. Their loss was America's gain. So I mean, thank God that they were so fucking stupid to pick the race to. I mean, actually, I shouldn't say that. I'm just saying, thank God that the people who could have helped the Nazis actually went to America. That's the way I should frame it. They weren't even smart enough to at least realize that what they're saying is bullshit, and we should keep some of these smart ones with us so that we could take advantage of them. And they were so dumb, and they basically lost the best minds in a war, and that was America's gains, right? So, but that's the Jewish factor when it comes to contribution. I think America would not even be America without Jews, with the Jewish contribution. But the Israeli factor, that's a whole other category. When it comes to Israel's contribution as a country, not just by the Jews, not just a scientific contribution of the Jews, Israel as a country has been the main reason why America is a superpower, because without Israel in the Middle East, America, Canada, and Europe would not have the energy stability to be able to grow this much. You have to understand, up until recently, the vast majority of the world's energy came from the Middle East, oil and gas. And United States, even though it has the largest military power in the world, it would have been really difficult for it to be able to provide stability enough in the Middle East to be able to make sure the supply of oil and gas is getting to the rest of the world. You having a strong ally, which is Israel, in the Middle East, was crucial for United States to be able to provide some stability in the region. And again, Israel has killed more of United States enemies than any other country in the world. Second, maybe only to the United States. No country has been contributing to supporting United States when it comes to eliminating United States enemies more than Israel. And the United States doesn't even support Israel as much as it supports, when it comes to military support, it doesn't even support Israel as much as it supports Germany and South Korea. I mean, United States even supports Pakistan, right? And South Korea gets more support, Germany gets more support, military support, but Israel is doing more than those countries fighting in America's enemies. So yeah, the net, Nick, you fucking idiot, the net has been positive by a huge margin. Everything, any support that America has had for Jews or Israel, the return on that has been 1,000 times more than what America had put in.
Scientifically. But it's difficult to say on that, because I also think that there's quite a bit of a detriment. I think that the melting pot comes from the Jewish community.
What do you mean by that?
The idea of the melting pot, that comes from a Jewish playwright.
The idea of a melting pot comes from a Jewish playwright. What's the problem with that? Isn't a melting pot something that you should be supporting? Because didn't you want assimilation? Hold on.
What do you mean by that?
The idea of the melting pot, that comes from a Jewish playwright. Because
Okay.
Jewish people come to America, and like all immigrants, they say, well, we want America to be more welcoming. So they start to spin up these ideas that, well, America was never this country of white Christians. It's always been a melting pot for all immigrants.
Okay, you fucking idiot. That's actually true. Charlie Kirk was mentioning that as well, that America has never been a country for white people. Never within nowhere in the Constitution you will see any hint, even the slightest hint, to this being a country for people with European descent at all. In fact, everything in the Constitution would suggest otherwise. Also, the idea of a melting pot is basically the idea as opposed to the mosaic. which is something that you just a few seconds ago were supporting. You're saying that people should assimilate. So assimilation means you melt into the rest of the society. Hence, they call it a melting pot. So isn't that a good thing? Because what you seem to be against is the idea of a mosaic. You guys understand this melting pot model versus the mosaic model? So melting pot model, it means that you come in and you become one with the rest of the society. You assimilate. The mosaic model is you come in and everybody is their own separate piece. So if you're saying the Jews introduced the idea of the melting pot, weren't you just saying earlier that the Italians, they came in and they assimilated, so that's why the Italians are not a problem, but the Jews, they have their own groups, and that's the problem. So that suggests that you should be for the idea of a melting pot. You fucking idiot. He doesn't even understand what these concepts mean. What the fuck? Oh, thank you. We got a super sticker by this person called Cool Interesting. Interesting username. Okay. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Guys, we got 8 out of 10. We're guys, how about this? If we get to 10, do you guys want me to put a link to Google Meet and you guys could come and talk to me? Do you guys want that? I don't know if anybody is going to come and talk to me. You could basically speak against me. You could speak in you could actually support me or whatever, but short. And if you come up short, let me know if you want me to post a Google Meet link in the chat and you guys could come up and talk. Oh, we got another. Guys, we're 9 out of 10. We got another super chat. Asian American saying black slaves cotton built the northern industrial base. Chinese and Irish immigrant built the Continental Railroad. And then what's saying? I don't know what that is. Dine code talkers help us win World War II. I don't know. Oh, Danish. Right? Is that what you're saying? Code talkers. I don't know what that means. But what's your point here, Asian American? Black slave cotton. You're saying other people's contribution mattered? Okay, I don't know if you're trying to negate what I'm saying because it doesn't negate anything I said. If you're saying that, I don't understand. Yeah, if you're just giving me those facts. Dying? What does that mean? No, Nate. Oh, American Indians. American Indians. Okay, I don't know that word. Sorry, English is my second language, so I don't know what that word is. But thank you for that. Let me look this up. Indian. What is this group of people? Okay, is Navajo an indigenous people of the southwestern United States. Okay, guy. So I'm not American, so I don't know about that. Asian American, when you say stuff that is very American focused, you need to provide more context because I don't know that. Yeah, I'm a Iranian Canadian. I have no idea what the different native groups in America are. Right. So let's continue.
They want the country to be more open because that makes it more comfortable for them. It makes it more tolerant for them. But this has also made us more open and tolerant for Muslims, for example. We're bringing, I mean, who's been the biggest driver of like the Hart-Celler 65 Immigration Act? It was like the SPLC, which is run by Jewish lawyers. And so they're major drivers of mass migration. They're also major drivers of the pro-Israel politics, like the
Okay, Jews are will be a major influencer in everything, good and bad, because they're just succeeding at whatever area they're in. So he's saying like, oh, so a lot of people look at different institutions and groups that were responsible for more migration coming to the United States. And they're like, oh, look, that institution is Jewish. This institution is Jewish. Guys, we have Jews in the United States on opposite sides working in opposite directions all the time because they're everywhere. And you will be able to blame Jews for everything all the time because whatever, and you could also give them credit for everything all the time, because whatever good happens in a country like in America and whatever bad happens in America, I'm sure some of the most successful people in the good and in the bad are going to be Jews, because they're just high achievers. They're high achieving in good things, but they're also high achieving maybe in stuff that we disagree with. Right? So just pointing out like, oh, look, this institution that did this was Jewish. Yeah, you're going to be able to find something like that for everything. Oh, we got 10 super chat, guys. Guys, does that mean that I should post a link? Let me post a link to Google Meet in the chat. See if anybody wants to come up, huh? Because we got 10 super chats. That's the reward. From now on, if we get 10 super chats, I'll post a Google Meet link, but I will only bring you up. You could come up right now, but I will only add you to the page to speak if you if once the video is over. Hold on. Should I pin this? Let me pin this. Pin message. So I pinned a message for if anybody wants to come up. But let's continue with the video of Nick. Hold on, where is this?
Iraq War. It was many Jewish journalists and pundits and advocates.
Sure.
So a point being is like when you calculate on net, and I agree with you, like I think there are a lot of people that are critical of Israel that are reluctant to acknowledge the good that Jews do. And I think that Jews they're brilliant. Many of them are brilliant.
So when I'm saying net positive, I'm talking jobs, economy. How often you hear about crime, what they do. Like if you have a choice between living in a city in Minnesota, Dearborn, and living in, I don't know what's the biggest city. What's the city that Boca Raton, let's just say, right? If you have a choice between raising your family between Dearborn and Boca Raton, where do you choose?
Boca.
Wait, so let me see. Shauna is saying Mormons, Catholics, and other immigrants are major drivers of immigration. Yeah. I mean, again, against the double standard, he would not mention that. He would not mention the Catholic influence and the Mormon influence, but it's always a double standard with the Jews. If you find Jews being involved in anything that you don't like, you're going to basically make it a single factor issue, and it's the Jews. It's always the Jews that are doing apparently evil things, which is absolutely insane. Cool, interesting with another super chat saying, no, he's wrong. He is wrong. 1968 Immigration Right Act caused black civil rights. Oh yeah, that's actually you're right. A lot of it was because of the black community's activism that brought the Civil Rights Act that caused all of these immigration rights as well. Again, but it's not very profitable to blame blacks, Catholics, Mormons. It always has to be the Jews.
Okay, so raise the Boca Raton, let's just say, right? If you have a choice between raising your family between Dearborn and Boca Raton, where do you choose?
Boca Raton.
Okay,
course,
so the point is like they go to a place, and by the way, to me, if that was Muslims, guess what? I would say Muslims. But statistically, wherever they live, it's safer, things are nicer, things get better.
I agree.
And that is one part to measure where they're at. Now, do I see them overly aggressive? Do I see them the type that are going to use politicians and buy them like Marjorie Taylor Greene and other people are saying? 100%. Do I see them
overly aggressive? Everybody does that in politics. In fact, they're not aggressive enough.
They're going to be there in everyone's DM and email saying, hey, we'd love to support.
Hey, guys, the people who are attacking me and calling me a Jew or I don't know, other things that you think it's an insult, I just provided you a link to Google Meet to come up. You guys are cowards. Like, you guys basically say all of these things in the chat, but you don't actually show up. You don't actually come up and talk to me.
Do I see them? They're going to be there in everyone's DM and email saying, hey, we'd love to support you. We'd love to bring you to Israel and, doing all that stuff. It's obvious. I'm seeing it myself. Okay. Do I look at that and shame them and say, oh, you shame on? I look at that and say, no, I wish Armenians would do that. I've never gotten an invitation from Prime Minister of Armenia. He should probably send me an invite to go there, right? It's not a bad idea to come and show the country. I'm Armenian. I'm a Syrian. Syrians don't have a country. It's probably a good idea. You don't see that. You wish others would do that. So for me, as much as when I go into that, By the way, I'll give you one other side that Israel's going to be like, yeah. This other side to me is I actually do believe they leverage Mossad to get intel. I actually do believe they use blackmail. I actually do believe they do that. So
Evidence. This is just okay.
So there's nothing going on with Epstein. No. Michael Wolff did a podcast with him 2 months ago. And when he was at Epstein's house, the 100 hours of recording that he has with him, I said, how many times was Ehud Barak there? Am I saying his name correctly? Or Barak?
Ehud Barak.
Ehud Barak. He said he was there many times. He saw Bill Gates there many.
Okay. Yeah, that's first of all, Ehud Barak being in the island doesn't necessarily mean that he was raping children. There were so many people on that island. Just because somebody was on that island, there were guys on that island. There were so many important people there. Many people weren't there just to meet with. I'm not saying if he did or he didn't. I don't know. Maybe he did. I'm just saying that's a huge accusation that needs more evidence than he was on the island. I mean, I'm pretty sure in an island that there are so many important people from around the world meeting with each other. Some people went there not knowing, like, I'm pretty sure most people who went there were not going for the child fucking. I think most people were going there because there were other important people there and they were supposed to meet with them and talk to them, right? Again, YouTube, I'm not endorsing any of this. I hope YouTube doesn't flag this video. I think most people there were just like, holy shit, that person is there. I need to go to talk to that person. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some of these people were, fucking pieces of shit that did the most evil thing possible there while they were there. But I'm just saying, just going to the island is not evidence enough. You need more than that. So be careful throwing accusations like that without evidence like that.
Many times. Why would the former prime minister visit the guy 30-something times? Just because of conversation.
Yeah, why would a former prime minister of Israel, Ehud Barak, go to the island so many times? It must be because of these. Look at these people have no evidence. Can you imagine no other reason other than raping children? You think that's the only reason? You do understand that island was being used as a way to so many important people to meet with each other. Is there a chance that he went there not knowing that all of these fucking crazy shit was happening in some small little room somewhere in the island, and he was just going there to meet those other people who were there at the island? Like, I'm not sure why he went there, but can you think of no other option? Are you sure you have excluded every single possible reason that he might have wanted to go to that island?
Is great. That's a little bit suspect, right? So
it's a little bit suspect. That's a little bit suspect. Oh, he went to so based on this, anybody that has went into that island apparently has raped a child based on these people's insane logic.
To me, I'll go there, but I'll go the other end. So what I'm trying.
Oh, we got another super chat. We got Gasian American saying, it's Dearborn, Michigan, not Minnesota. Okay. Okay, well, thank you for the super chat.
To do, like, if you're wondering what my role is here, okay? My role is I want to continue talking to you. I want us to do many of these together as we go through whatever journey we go through next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And I'd like you to be around 60 years from now to see whatever you want to do. And let's see what your ideas are going to land and what they're going to go through. I'm sure as we all age, some of them get better, some of them get sharper. Maybe this used to be a number 1 to us at 26. Maybe it's going to be number 6 when we're 46. Maybe this used to be number 11 when we're 26. Now it's number 2 when we're 52. Who knows? Life changes. You evolve, right? You're just watching Trump in the last 10 years change. He's not the same. Just the way he does his speaking. I was watching him speak yesterday, and the way he's doing press conference, a very different guy on where he's at. And it's not like he's tired and he's not working. You said him and Charlie Kirk, the Protestant, workers thing that they have. It's not that. I just see his going through it himself. I would like people on both sides to not be like, oh my God, he just had Nick Fuentes on. That's it. No, you don't control me. I want to talk to you.
Yeah, no. The thing that people should be shitting on you for is not why you had Nick Fuentes. But people should be attacking you on is why you had Nick Fuentes and you didn't ask him. I mean, you did ask a few good questions, to be honest. But most of the time, you didn't challenge him You didn't challenge him that much. Yeah. Even if you ask a good question, then you didn't follow up to show how his answer actually negates everything else he said.
Oh my God, he brought Cuomo and he did this. Dude, Cuomo, we orchestrated a conversation with him and Dave Smith. It was great. And we had Chris Cuomo and Candace speak. It was great. They gave their arguments. And Chris said some things about, people don't need IDs to vote. I don't agree with that. But guess what? At least we had the conversation, right? I'll sit with Wiener. I'll sit with you. I'll sit with, let me tell you, I got a lot of...
Guys, I'll sit with Nick Fuentes. Can somebody help me get him on my show? I want to see if he could actually talk to somebody that knows what he's talking about.
Threats after having BB on the comment. And I had 3 outcomes with BB, right? To me, it was very simple what I wanted to get. I wish I had 2 hours with the guy, but it was a short time.
Hi, I'm Nick Fuentes. If you want to text me or call me or ask me a question, you can find me on Minect.
Oh, okay. So this is how I get in touch with him? Let me actually take a... Oh, somebody came up on Google Meet. Let me actually see how this works. Google Meet, somebody is... Hold on. Let's go here. Share this tab. Google Meet. Oh, where's that guy? That guy, somebody came up and then they left. So never mind that. Shauna is saying people are obsessed with the island. Oh yeah, people are obsessed with the island when they should be looking in their own backyard. Minors age 14 can get married with parental consent in some states. Yes, and even lower. Actually, that's a very good point. Yeah, in United States, in some states, children can get married to old men as long as the parents consent. That's a very good point. No, I think the obsession with the Epstein Island is not about protecting children at all. It's about Jew hatred. It's about finding a way to basically just accuse Jews of more things. Yes, America is fucking disgusting in many places. Well, America in some places, but America on average is a very great country. So let's not spread anti-Americanism here, right? Maybe I was... Oh, I'm saying maybe I was that guy. I enter and left to confirm the link work for someone. Oh, okay, thank you. So it did work. By the way, guys, you see how many people here are basically making fun of me and basically saying like, oh, you're a fucking Jew lover or you support genocide. But I provided the link for them to show up and not a single one of them showed up. They're cowards. They know that they have nothing over me. Oh, wait a minute. I was gonna take a picture of this QR code so that maybe later I could... Well, actually, I could just come back to the video. I want to see if I could message him there and get him to come. Guys, use this QR code here to message Nick and tell him that he needs to come talk to me on Atheist Republic. I follow him on Twitter. I don't know if I message him on Twitter, I don't think he will see it because he doesn't follow me. It will go into his other inbox. Let me see. Do I follow him on Nick Fuentes? Let me see if I follow him on Twitter. Yes, I do follow him on Twitter. So, yeah, guys, get him to message me. I can't... Oh, somebody else showed up on Google Meet. Let me see who this is. Oh, it's Warren. Warren, why are you here? Don't okay. I want to debate people.
I just want to say I will invite Fuentes for you to all the audience. Yes, I will. I'm going to make connections. Also, I have a message for all the anti-Semites. Please come up. Why you push just me to come up? Why I'm the first person? That's really ridiculous. Just be have more balls than now.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you, Warren. Thank you. Yes. Well, okay, I appreciate that. Okay, so the link, okay, yeah. So Warren is going to go get the Nick Fuentes to come and debate me. Let's see if he's going to be successful. But also because Warren just clicked on the link and came up, that means that link is working. Do you guys think this is a better way to bring people up maybe in future shows? Maybe I could just say I could put a title on top here. I say, I support Israel. How about you? And then I could do live streams where I provide the link and see if people will. And then maybe I could advertise the Google Meet link way ahead of the show and post it on the community tab, and then post it on Twitter, post it on many places, and then so that we have some people ready to come talk. Yeah, title, put the title, debate me. Yeah, okay, I could say, I support Israel, debate me, something like that. And then I could just drop a Google Meet link because I think it's easier than Twitter Spaces. Yes, Armin, try it. Okay, maybe I'll do that. I think tomorrow we have a guest. Yeah, Goldie is coming again. Goldie Rameri is coming again. But maybe for future shows, I will just see. Prove me wrong. Yeah, prove me wrong would be a good title. I could say, Israel is good for America. Prove me wrong. Or I could say, Israel is not committing genocide in Gaza. Prove me wrong. Yeah, so and the anti-Semites are just basically talking a lot of shit in the chat, but they are cowards. They're not going to come up. I think they know how stupid they are. Somebody saying Israel is committing genocide in the West Bank too, bro. In the West Bank as well. You obviously you're fucking retarded. Yeah, Jewish Samantha saying I love Goldie Ramari. Well, she's coming tomorrow then, so look forward to that. By the way, guys, I convinced Goldie to start her own YouTube channel. So you're welcome. Jewish Samantha, you said I love Goldie. Well, she's going to start her own YouTube channel. I mean, she has a YouTube channel, but she's not active on it. I convinced her to do live streams on her YouTube channel. So you're going to see a lot more of her. So you should thank me for giving that to you. Yay, win Armin. Okay. Anybody else? So you guys saw I want to talk to people, but nobody showed up. Yeah, somebody's saying Gaza's population has increased during the war. Yeah, if Israel, it's amazing how Jews are good at so many things, but they really suck at genocide. It seemed like if Israel is committing genocide in Gaza, it's really a mystery how they have managed to solve so many problems, but when it comes to genocide, they absolutely suck at it. Like, how is it? How could you want to commit genocide on such a tiny little place, and not only you don't manage to wipe out the population actually increases in size during the time that you're trying to commit genocide. This is the worst, the greatest failure in the history of genocides. Yeah, Lily saying we suck at genocide and propaganda. I mean, at least in propaganda, it's in the right direction. When it comes to genocide, the population is increasing in size. I mean, how hard could it be? They're all there, and you have the weapons, and then not only you don't kill enough of them to reduce in size, they're actually growing. It's actually worse than a failure. It's actually going the other direction. Yeah, it will take. Yeah, somebody's saying it will take Israel 3 days to wipe all of Gaza. I don't think it will take 3 days. I think it will take less than 24 hours. So Mithra, who thinks that Israel is committing genocide, he's saying because it's not just about killing. Really, genocide is not just about killing. What is this other part of genocide then that we don't understand? Like how do you commit genocide without killing people, Mister? Please educate us. You think, but you know that already. No, I do not know. Please teach me the ways. If somebody wants to commit genocide, but with methods other than killing people, please tell me how that is done. I don't think you know what genocide means. Oh, you think I know for a fact. Okay, well, explain it to me. Oh, we got a super chat. Mo the Goat saying, why does PBD talk as if he is Swiss? As if he's coming from peaceful, loving, not greedy saints that don't care about power. America, mafia, and Iran, for example. So annoying. Well, I think he just wants to make sure that he gets to have be connected to people from all sorts of all sides. I think he's not acting like Swiss. I think he's acting like Qatar. I think PBD, no, what is his name? The Valuetainment, Patrick David, Patrick P. David. Yeah, is that his name? I think he's interested in like having, you know how Qatar wants to have connections with United States and Taliban and Hamas and Israel and everybody, so that they could invite everybody to Qatar. I think that's what he's thinking. He wants to basically have connection with everybody, be in good terms with everybody, so that he could have them on his show. Yeah, fighting for all sides. He's the Qatar. He's the Qatar of YouTube. That's what he is. Mithra is saying, I'm here to vent my frustrations and see if I can be creative with my insults. Okay, so you're basically need professional help. That's what you're telling me. Mithra, I really suggest you go talk to seek professional help immediately. You, sir, are a troubled person. You're not well. You need some help. Yeah, Mithra is a sad individual. I think you are not emotionally in a good place. Are you saying I talked to you already? Well, I'm not a mental professional. You need to go talk to an actual professional. Jewish Summit is saying, please consider doing a stream on Taliban calling Afghanistan's earthquake divine punishment and male rescuers unwilling to save women trapped in rubble. I should have done that, Jewish Summit. I think that is too late now. If I wanted to do that, I should have done it closer to when it happened. Okay. All right, guys. Nobody came up. So maybe next time I will advertise people coming up ahead of time to see if anybody will come up. So anybody will come up, okay? What do you guys think? We could give it a try, because last time when I advertised it ahead of time, a lot of people showed up. Oh, we got another super chat. Andrew is saying, Armin, this is my favorite show. Love from Colombia. Oh, wow. This is nice. Hope Susanna is doing okay. Okay. Susanna is doing so much more than okay. Like the reason Susanna, things are going very well for Susanna, and that's the reason why she cannot make it. Okay. So she's good things are happening to Susie. Oh, FLP is here. Oh, and then we get another super chat. Thank you. He's saying, render unto Caesar, saying, Armin, is the population of Gaza really increasing? Yes. I looked it up a while ago, but I couldn't find information showing that it has increased. It seems that it has remained stagnant due to war. Well, last time I checked, it has increased by a little bit, but I could double check later. I will look into it more. But last time I checked, it has increased. Maybe, do you want me to check really quickly? Has the population of Gaza increased since October 7th, 2023? get to the point. Let's get the thinking mini model. So it actually thinks. Yeah, I'm completely okay to change my opinion if that information is wrong. Yeah, FLP saying yes, it has. So it's analyzing Gaza population, searching for Gaza population estimates in 2023. It's thinking, guys. I use the thinking model so that it actually verifies it. Somebody's saying you lost your humanity, Armin, full of hate. Full of hate. I mean, I do. For me to hate things, I need to love things that are against those things. How am I full of hate for what? I mean, hating things is not necessarily bad if those things are bad themselves. For example, I hate cancer. Is it bad for me to hate cancer? I hate poverty. I'm full of hate for poverty. I hate poverty. Is it bad for somebody to hate poverty? I actually think that hating things that are bad for humanity are a sign of humanity, right? So that I think that shows that I have my humanity. I have a lot of love for things that are good for humanity, and I admit I also have a lot of hate for things that are bad for humanity, and I think that's a healthy hate to have. I hate torture, I hate disease, I hate poverty, right? I think that makes a lot of sense to it makes sense. It makes logical sense to have hate for things that deserve to be hated. Okay, so ChatGPT's thinking model saying no, Gaza's population has fallen since October 7, 2023. Pre-war mid estimates were 2,200,000. Okay, so 2.23 million, so 2,230,000. By mid late 2024, early 2025, the UN Palestinian statistics, so the UN, show roughly 2.1 million, so 160,000 fewer. So a 6% drop. The decline. So guys, if I'm wrong about something, I am willing to say I was wrong. Okay. See, if I get corrected with my data, I have no problem accepting it. If this is true, I don't know how credible these sources are, because it says the sources are UN and Palestinian statistics. By Palestinian statistics, are you talking about Hamas? So I'm not saying this data is correct, but now I am skeptical. Right? The decline reflects large numbers of deaths and some people leaving the strip, as well as massive internal displacement. Okay, how does massive internal displacement reduce the population? Wouldn't that make it just harder to count people? Yeah. Okay. So maybe that information is incorrect. So thank you for actually making me check. Yeah. Again, people are laughing. They think the source is not a good source, because we're talking about UN and Hamas sources. Okay. I'm not saying the source is correct. I'm just saying, given that I didn't get a definite yes, my answer changed to I don't know. Oh, somebody Ram in the chat is saying Armin is equal gay. Why are you gay? So guys, look at the attack against me. Armin equals gay. We need to have a meme. You know that meme that says, "Why are you gay? Why are you gay?" We just need to have that ready every time somebody says that. Why are you gay? You are gay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying, Armin, clearly this is a winning argument. Yes, I have been defeated. I have been crushed. Armin gay. Yeah, Armin defeated. Armin's arguments are invalid. Oh. I mean, if I'm being gay, make me a lesbian all the way. Why stop at that? FLP is saying nothing wrong with being gay. There's nothing wrong except the fact that all my arguments now don't matter anymore. That's it just means that everything that I have said so far is invalid. Okay, guys, I'm gonna head out. This is fun to chill out a little bit after we're done with the video, to chill out with each other and just basically get just talk about random things a little bit. But I think we did that enough. Okay. I'm just kidding, by the way, guys. I'm not saying, you guys know that I'm actually a gay rights activist, right? So you don't, everything I said was a joke. Oh, Amir saying, Armin, I can send you an article in Hebrew and translate it to you. Oh, regarding Gaza's population, about the data for. Just tell me what the article. Yeah, send it to me. Sure. Oh, if it's saying, we know you're kidding. Well, thank you. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go be gay. I'm gonna go be gay by myself. Okay, I'm gonna go do gay things. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. Don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification, and recommend our channel, Atheist Republic, to people. And I'll talk to you guys same time, around the same time. Not exactly the same time, but around the same time tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Love you guys. And thank you for being here. Okay. All right. I'm Israel Chai. Javicha. See you guys later.